I ran out of toilet paper during my ablutions this morning when my cat walked into the bathroom, and that got me thinking, I should get paid for this. That's right, in today's video we are going to be conducting a hobo removal service as well as AFK removal service, or anyone really that is just loitering around, and I've come up with an ingenious way on how I am going to do this. So using this brand new technique that I've gone ahead and developed, what we're able to do is use our personal force field and exploit the invisible force field that is around you and every player in the game. What this allows us to do is entangle them in an invisible lasso. And whilst keeping your personal force field projected, you're able to take players and hold them or walk them against their will. So what I decided to do was spend about 3 or 4 hours cycling through the anomalies in order to clean up the streets using this new lasso technique, and my god, it was awfully successful. So many people, you just don't realize are AFK until you start moving them, because if they're not AFK, they'll try and break free and wander off. However, a lot of people that you would think that are just like, you know, accepting missions through the Nexus or even getting some Quicksilver stuff or whatever the case may be, yeah, they're actually AFK, they're not even there. So then that's when I swoop into action. I notice these players, I pick them out from the crowd and I'll drag them off to one corner. This gives two fun benefits. The first one is I'm dragging them, which is absolutely hilarious for anybody else who is witnessing this. And two, what's even more hilarious is when they get back into the actual game, they'll have no freaking idea what has happened to them. And it also has the added benefit of making the anomaly look extra clean. So that's always a bonus. I mean, there we go. Just wangle 3 of them straight away, and they had no idea that they was even getting wangled. How cool is this? Keeping watch and due diligence is what is required to be a removals expert. You need to have a keen eye for detail, know when people are loitering, and that's when you pounce and attack. And the best thing is, I'm actually able to switch through the anomaly lobbies fairly quickly. All you need to do is go to your options menu, network, multiplayer, and just turn that slider off and then back on again, and that'll load up a brand new instance of the anomaly each and every time. Now, if you had to set a price for this removal service and bill it back to Nada, I would probably charge about 10 to 20 Quicksilver per traveller. With a name like Captain something the Unfortunate, it's very unfortunate for him because he has been designated for removal by the removal service. So there we go, he can have some nice view of the incoming ships, and when he comes back he can atone for his sins. I mean, look at this as well, this guy's just up here as well, just taking in all of the views. But we can't have that, and he also needs to be taken to one side. So I decided to go ahead and up the ante. What do I count as loitering? Well, normally it would just be people that are just kind of like standing around for, let's say, 30 seconds to a minute. I'll keep an eye on them, and if they don't move, I'll remove them myself. However, I wanted to see just how far I could take it. So I decided to josh it down to maybe about 2 seconds. And at this point, I was literally just targeting everybody that I could find, even if it just went up to the Nexus or just up to the Quicksilver guy to accept missions. I would just then count that as loitering just for a bit of fun, and then started to drag them. Because they are still on the inventory screen of whatever it is they're buying or doing, they would have no idea until they got out of those menus that they was actually moved. Like this guy, I've just removed him, but he's gone back to some kind of menu, and I'm able to drag him again, and he has no freaking clue what is even happening to him until he backs out of that menu. So next I use my talents at the back of the anomaly itself, where you get the most offenders for loitering around. And this chap is no different. So I found him just literally stood to one side, and he was there for a good few minutes without even moving. So I thought, you know what, let's nab him. Now, doing this from the back does present a massive challenge because it's a much more confined space, which means I need to get around all of the barriers. But if I'm able to snatch this guy and get him into this hallway here, he's then fairly easy just to go ahead and move. So I decided to take him on a small adventure personally and take him right back to his ship. Oh, when I see this, it boils me gettiness. Literally just sat down, loitering around. There's 2 of them here, 2 offenders. So we need to get these moved because they're just causing so much health and safety right now. They're in the middle of a pedestrian walkway. I mean, anyone can trip over their shoes. It's just not a great time. So they need to be removed. I'll just put them over to the side behind some boxes so they're safe and everybody else is safe. See, I am caring here. I am caring about the No Man's Sky community by cleaning up the streets and making sure that they're not a trip hazard or a hazard to themselves. This traveller had the audacity to look at me funny with black eyes. So again, that just had to be dealt with, and he's been removed over with the rest of them. I'm sure they're all going to be best friends. Okay, we have another AFK at the back here, and I'm able to take him on a very extensive walk. And this was a lot of fun because I had a lot of people just kind of like watching from the backdrop there, and they had no idea why I was taking this guy. But here we go. I'm probably going to take him down the slightly more obscure hallway, so I'm going to probably go down this one with him and just really take him right back to his ship. Oh, I thought he moved then, but no, he just got stuck on the wall. That's fine. Let's just wangle him back. So you can always tell when they're still in some kind of screen because it says currently busy in red text in the name. So I know as an indicator that this guy still has no idea what is happening to him. It's only when you that kind of disappears that he kind of comes back and then he's like, what the hell? But still, when that is highlighted, you know that you're still able to snatch them. It's only when that kind of gets removed or they literally do not move at all, then you know they're AFK or they're looking at something in some kind of options menu. So they have no idea what's happening to them, which is absolutely fantastic. Stealth is your best friend when you're conducting removal services. Hiding behind a plant pot completely enables you to disappear from complete view from everybody. So you're able then to stake out potential offenders and remove them as and when required. So this guy right here has been asked to be removed by the establishment. So I'm conducting this removal service on this chap. He went ahead and had the audacity to try and purchase Quicksilver items. As you can see, currently busy, which means it's in the options menu. So we need to remove him and just put him over to one side. Nice and easy. I think his buddy is also doing exactly the same thing. So we're going to go back for him too. So yeah, you can just look at that wall. Think about what he's done. Shocking behavior from the traveller community. So here we go. We're just going to wangle his friend as well, and we're going to pull them both to one side. And you know what? When they get back, they can atone for the Quicksilver spending sins. So here we go. Let's just pull them right here. Fan from the literally just walked up the ramp there after dealing with the other 2, and this guy is also standing in the middle of the room, completely AFK. And I tell you what, again, health and safety. I mean, I nearly bumped into him. I mean, I could have bust my knee up or something. I mean, who knows? So he needed to also be dealt with. So there you go, 3 offenders taken care of. So far it's been a very busy day. Now, wondering when this would rear its ugly head. The worst of the worst in offenders. The beggars. The beggars are the worst of the worst in No Man's Sky because they're literally just out to get as much capital as possible, and I have a very special place where I like to put beggars. And just remember, all beggars in No Man's Sky are not poor. Not by a long shot, because it's easy enough to gather materials in No Man's Sky. So these people are just out to get your hard-working loot. So best thing to do is put them in a corner and they can just absolutely beg towards a wall and they won't be bothering anybody. You know what? Justice has just been served. So there we go, guys. I mean, at the end of the day, that is me completing about 4 hours at this point, just removing AFKers, loiterers, and just basically anybody begging. It's been an amazing few hours, and I've absolutely enjoyed every single second of it. Let me know in the comment section down below. Are you going to try this removal service? Are you going to prank some people, or maybe even prank your friends, and just basically have a good time with it, because it is quite fun to do. Anyway, guys, as always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And my name is Professor Cynical, and I'll catch you all again in the next one. Bye for now.